What's going on, Giants fans? Back at it here with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to dive into our second round draft pick at number 57 overall, Center John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota. And I'm very excited about this pick. Once the Jets took Joe Tippmann earlier tonight, I got a little concerned. Moving down the order, the Chicago Bears traded in front of the Giants up to, I believe it was number 56, and they took a corner, Tyreek Stevenson. I thought they might be in play for a center, knowing that their starter is currently Lucas Patrick, but the Giants resolve a huge issue on their offensive line. Seeing who the Philadelphia Eagles have with Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, this move makes a whole lot of sense. The Dallas Cowboys drafted Mozzie Smith last night, and Washington, of course, with their two tackles in Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen. You need protection up front, and that is where the Giants really lacked last season, was interior offensive line protection. We know that Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal are the bookend tackles. Mark Glowinski is the right guard. You lose Nick Gates and John Feliciano in free agency, and John Michael Schmitz falls into our pocket. I mean, Joe Schoen is crushing this draft so far. You get the corner in Deonte Banks last night. Beautiful pickup for Wink. And now you get a center tonight with John Michael Schmitz at number 57 overall. And I'll talk about this prospect in just a few moments. But quickly here, folks, if you're new to the channel, make sure to check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Big Blue Avenue. We appreciate all of your support. And let's get into John Michael Schmitz. So 6'4", 300 pounds, a red shirt senior, played 6 years for the Golden Gophers. 24 years old. Again, I don't view age as a concern at all. 24-year-old rookie, that's fine. He played 6 years of college, did 26 bench press reps at his pro day. He blocked for an offense this past season that rushed for nearly 2,700 yards and 33 touchdowns. Running back in Muhammad Ibrahim and John Michael Schmitz really anchored that offensive line quite nicely. Over his 6-year career with Minnesota, 4-year starter, 35 total games started, 4 in 2019, 6 in 2020 due to the shortened COVID season. 2021, 13 starts, second team All Big Ten. And then this past season, he returned for his 6th and final season where he was a first team All-American, team All Big Ten with 12 starts. And John Michael Schmitz fits in our offensive scheme. He's a highly consistent zone scheme center with good size. Really good in all phases of the run game. He has good footwork. I did a film breakdown earlier last week on our Big Blue Avenue YouTube channel if you want to check that out. He finishes blocks very well. High IQ guy, makes all the calls up front. He played in the 2023 Senior Bowl. I mean, he's a first-team All-American this past season too. All first-team Big Ten, you name it. Bobby Johnson actually worked out John Michael Schmitz privately. He was brought in for a top 30 visit for Big Blue. A weakness potentially with John Michael Schmitz, he can be hit or miss getting to second-level targets, as most interior offensive linemen are. This is not really too much of a concern. And he lacks arm length. He doesn't have alligator arms like our former right guard Chris Snee has, but just to kind of play devil's advocate to the short arm critique, Chris Snee was the Giants' best offensive lineman in the past 2 decades, and he had short arms. So I'm not really worried about John Michael Schmitz maybe having an inch or two shorter arms than some would like. I like him a lot. His NFL comparison is Ben Jones. That is high praise. Again, you hate to compare these players this young. They haven't stepped on a football field. They haven't taken a snap. But overall, really good run blocker who works well with his hands and his feet. Former college teammate of Carter Coughlin, by the way. He played 2 seasons with Carter Coughlin before Coughlin was drafted in the 2020 NFL draft. So some familiarity there. It looks like the Giants will probably have an open competition at the left guard position now. I'd imagine Ben Bredesen is the current front runner to win that starting left guard spot. We'll find out in training camp and preseason. Yeah, obviously you have Shane Lemieux coming back off the injury. They drafted Josh Azudu in the 3rd round last year. Marcus McKeithen, Jack Anderson, all those guys are going to be in the mix for Big Blue on the offensive line. But right now, I really like where we're at. You look at the last 4 drafts, the Giants have drafted potentially 3 starting offensive linemen in Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal, and John Michael Schmitz. Again, the Giants did sign J.C. Hassenauer of the Pittsburgh Steelers just 2 weeks ago. I'll imagine John Michael Schmitz will be competing with him for the starting job. I eventually think JMS will win it over Hassenauer, who might even be playing for left guard. So Hassenauer and John Michael Schmitz, great veteran to learn under as well. So that is my reaction to the John Michael Schmitz pick. Very happy he was there at 57. Personally, I was not expecting him to be there at 57, but when I saw the run on receivers and corners, not really much receivers, but more offensive linemen and corners. We saw Joe Tippmann get picked. We saw Osiris Torrance get picked. We saw a lot of offensive linemen get picked in the second round. Tackles and guards. Steve Avila is another one. But the fact that John Michael Schmitz fell to Big Blue at number 57 is awesome. So Deonte Banks and now John Michael Schmitz are your 2 newest members of the New York Football Giants. Folks, friendly neighborhood reminder, check out our sponsor, BetUS. You can sign up with our promo code below at Join125. Get a 125% sign-up bonus where you can bet on the go, anywhere, anytime. That is BetUS, America's #1 favorite sportsbook, where the game begins. Continue to check us out on all of our social media. We appreciate you all. And without further ado, let's go Big Blue.